Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Molly and today I'm so excited to be setting up my 2021 bullet journal with you guys. So it's at a weird angle because this is literally the only way that I can show me setting up my bullet journal, but you're just gonna have to go along with it. So we're setting up my cover page and I just used a bunch of different shades of light pink of markers, just like felt tip pens, brush markers, fine tip pens, just literally any pink markers that I had I was using to make this spread. And this was just like my cover page. I found this design on Pinterest and I basically just made my own version of it and I just combined different versions of it that I saw online. Yeah, so there's just like a bunch of different lines, blobs of color, and leaf-like designs in it too. And then I outlined the 2021 in black to make it stand out. And before we keep going on with the video, I wanted to say I hope you guys had a good new year and are excited for 2021 because I have a lot planned. And yeah, I hope you guys liked the new intro. So the next spread is my 2021 vision board. I really loved the way my vision board turned out and it was pretty easy to do. So I found pictures on Pinterest that were of things that I wanted to accomplish this year, or just things to motivate me to be productive and achieve my goals during 2021. So I printed out all of the pictures that I ended up choosing on sticker paper. I just arranged them to where I wanted them to go and then stuck them in those places, and it worked out pretty nicely. Some of the ink did smudge a little bit, which was the only issue with the sticker paper I used, but other than that, it worked out really well and I love the way it turned out. So that is my 2021 vision board. I hope you guys like that. And my next spread is now my 2021 goals. So for this, I divided the page into 2 columns and I had a goal for the year and then a habit on how to do it. Here I'm just writing them all in. I'm not going to go in depth on what each individual goal with each habit was, but if you really want to know what I set for myself goals for, then let me know and I can always do a video on that if you really want me to. But for now, I'm just going to go over my spreads, not in depth of them all. So my next page is daily affirmations. So these are just positive things that you should be saying every day. I'm not saying you should be, but I want myself to start to think about these every day to get my mind in a positive space every day. I'm just writing all of these in some gray pens. And so there were quite a few, but I also had some extra space where I added in some doodles after. And I also like to go in every once in a while and add some washi tape to make it a little bit more colorful or fun. After I finished writing them, I did add some blobs of color and some little stars that matched the cover page in a pink color to just make it all cohesive. The next spread is my favorite quotes. So these are just quotes that are motivational and also just quotes that are my favorite quotes of all time, really. So if you really want to know my quotes, again, let me know and I can do a video on in depth of what I had in my bullet journal. But for now, I'm just writing them in with 2 different shades of pink. It looks like similar color, but they are 2 different shades of pink. And I'm just adding some gray washi tape. I accidentally used Sharpie to write the title, not thinking, so I had to go back and fix it on the other page behind it because you couldn't really see the words, so I just wrote over them. But now we are moving on to the next page, which is birthdays. So this, I just divided the page into 12 columns or 12 little boxes, and I just wrote a month in each little box. So this is where I'll just keep track of everyone that I know have birthdays in each month. I did film this video over the course of a few days, so I do change outfits I'm wearing, and my nail color eventually changes. So if you were wondering, if you noticed that, then it's because I filmed it over a few days. But we're moving on to my basic packing list. So this year I do have plans to do some traveling, mostly for competitions for cheerleading, but I wanted to have a basic packing list, and especially since I'm going to college next year too, it's just easy to have a quick packing list that I can just check to make sure I have everything if I'm just taking a quick weekend trip. So here, if you really want to know in depth of what I had, again, let me know. I'll do a video on it. So I'm not going to say it again, but let me know if you want an in-depth video of what's in it. And the next page is a workout spread. So these are just different workout exercises to do per different area that I'm focusing on. So I really want to try to get better at doing workouts this year. Besides cheerleading, I don't really do a ton of working out. So I really want to try to go to a gym more, especially if I'm going to be stopping cheer after May. I want to be able to go to a gym and start to have exercise to do when I go there. So that was this spread, and it was pretty easy, not too much. I added some washi tape to give it some color. I also drew in some stars that went along with the cover page, and then that was the end of this workout and basic packing list spread. So then after that, we move on to our next one, which is my master grocery list. So I go grocery shopping for my family every week, and then I'm going to eventually have to start going grocery shopping for myself if I get an apartment in the next couple years for school and things like that. So I just want to have a go-to grocery list I can look at to grab my everyday needs and just check what I need to get or what I don't have to restock on. And these are just things that I normally always get at the grocery store. So if I need them, I'll write them down. And it's just like a easy way to know exactly what you want to get at the grocery store. So I just wrote in all the food in different categories like refrigerated, bakery, things like that. So that was a pretty easy spread, and I added a couple little food designs, not too much. I didn't want it to go too crazy on the designing of it, but that was all for that spread. And then we move on to the next one. This next spread is my no spending rules. So basically I wanted to challenge myself this year to try to not spend money on things that I don't need, that are not necessities, just things that aren't like food or essential like things that I use every day. So I found this on Pinterest and honestly just copied it like that, and I just wanted to give myself some guidelines to try not to spend a ton of money. And then the next spread was cleaning schedule. So I like to clean my room every day, week, and month, so I just wrote out when I like to clean what. I will say this spread is pretty plain. I'm not really sure what else I want to add, but I don't have like a ton of things on here, so right now it's pretty plain. I don't know if I'll add anything after, but moving on to the next spread, these are my ideal routines. So these 2 pages, I'm not really sure if I love the way they turned out, so I just wrote in on this first page morning, night, and Sunday routines, just things that I want to get done ideally every morning, night, and Sunday. And then on the next page, I did timed routines. So for now, I just wrote in times from the morning and then from the afternoon/nighttime, and I'll fill in an ideal routine later. Moving on to my next spread, and this one is my password spread. So I just want to keep track of all my passwords for websites and like accounts. So that's what this is for. I obviously did not enter any sort of information in this one just because obviously I'm filming it. I just added some examples in. I was just writing the website username and password. And then the next spread is books I've read in 2020 and also my Netflix tracker. So I just want to keep track of how many books I read this year and what those books are. So I just did the spinal cord of a book to write all titles in when I finish a book, and then Netflix shows and movies that I've watched all year. I will just be writing in a show or a movie every time I finish one on Netflix, just so I can look back and see everything I watched during the year. And then the next spread is my self-care checklist. So this is probably one of my favorite ones, and that is because I have 16 different things to do when I just want to like take some time for myself. So some of these include like doing a face mask, watching Netflix, like things like that. So those are all just written in and they're in little check boxes. I'm not going to check them off as I do them because I'm definitely going to repeat them more than once. But the next page is a gift tracker. Basically, this is just for people in my family that I get gifts for their birthdays or Christmas and things like that. I made little tags and wrote their names so I can keep track of things that they say they like and I can get them for a holiday or their birthday. And moving on to the next spread, which is my grid spacing. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of messed this thing up and it doesn't really work as well as I was hoping because I didn't plan out the spacing well, and then they were kind of uneven and I was just like trying to do all the math and it didn't really work. So it's just kind of there. I don't love the way it turned out and it doesn't really work that well. I think only a couple of them are accurate, but what can you do? I did it and I wasn't going to get rid of it, so probably won't use it a ton. I'll just use it for how many bullets are on the page. So yeah, that's my grid spacing. I probably should have thought it out or done it in pencil first. Moving on to my next spread, it was just like needs and wants. So it's pretty much just things that I need to get versus things that I like want and will save up for or get for a present from my birthday or Christmas or something like that. So it's pretty self-explanatory, and I just left the page after it blank for now. I wasn't sure what I was going to put in it. So that was that. And then we move on to my future log. So a future log is pretty much just every month of the year with a mini calendar of each day, and I'm going to go through and add appointments or events that I have throughout the year, so that way I can see just major things that I need to remember before I end up doing the spread for the month. So say I have an appointment in like October, I'm going to need to remember that, so I'll have it written on my calendar on my phone, but I'll also have it written in the future log, so that way I have it ready to put in my spread once I make it. But now we're just gonna do a flip through of my whole bullet journal finished. I just had some clips of each page that you guys watched me set up completely done, so hopefully you guys like it. I really like the way that it turned out, and I'm really happy that I decided to do my bullet journal this year. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I'm hopefully gonna get up my January bullet journal spread next week. So thank you guys for watching it. And if you want to see that, then it should be up within the next week. I'm gonna plan on doing monthly plan with me's of my bullet journal spreads at the beginning of each month. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you did, like it and subscribe. And I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye guys.